Risks are then going to go where the table is. We're going to get rid of our time and find a new one. Put that where the white dressers are. The white dressers.
I'm sorry, no photography.
Thank you. It's going to be a big apartment.
Dear travelers, you have just crossed the threshold into a realm where reality's boundaries are as fluid as a waking dream. This is a place where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where the known mingles with the unknown, where the human spirit faces its deepest fears and boldest aspirations. You have entered a dimension where the impossible dances with the plausible, where mysteries unravel and enigmas entwine. Welcome, dear travelers, to a journey through the uncharted territories of the human experience. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. This afternoon, you will see 2 episodes. 1 episode, and then an intermission, and then a second episode. For this first one, you all out there, the stars that twinkle in the Twilight Zone, I want to hear from you. I understand that Halloween is coming up, and I assume all of you are dressing to the nines. On the count of 3, I'd like you to tell me what costume you have chosen to wear, or perhaps which one you wish you were wearing. 1, 2, 3.
Lady Vince's couch.
I think I'll steal that one. Now, before you, you see all of these individuals. One of them will be the focal point of our first episode of the afternoon. Please, help me decide which one. When I count to 3, call out someone using perhaps an article of clothing that they're wearing to help me determine who will star in this episode. 1, 2, 3.
Hat!
The first thing I heard was hat. Yes, this gentleman right here in the handsome hat. Now, for this episode, I'll need a volunteer to help me. If someone could please raise their hand and come join me on the stage, even better if you choose the person next to you. I see someone who vehemently wants to come join me. Will you please come down? Round of applause. What is your name?
Ryan,
Ryan. And Ryan, what will you be for Halloween?
mad scientist.
A mad scientist. That's excellent and very fortuitous. Ryan, I'd like you to pick one of these cards. Excellent choice. Please show it to everyone else. Yes, an important object. Thank you very much, Ryan. You may return to your seat. Our first episode will involve an important object that this character comes across. Now I need your help in determining what this object will be. It'll be very significant to the story. Which object will it be? On the count of 3, shout out. 1, 2, 3. Search. Let's narrow down my search to just this section here. Can you repeat? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to come up the stairs. A trumpet. That is correct. Yes, the important object is a trumpet. So please, sit back and enjoy this episode of The Twilight Zone, The Trumpeter.
Carl, happy birthday, my dear.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, I've missed you so much. You've been away in Atlanta.
I didn't think you'd catch me so quickly. I brought you a gift.
You brought me a gift for your birthday.
I did.
Oh, thank you, Carl. This means the world to me.
It lights multiple times.
Multiple times.
A lighter, yes.
Oh, great. So, better than a match.
I know you gave up smoking cigarettes, but I feel like you could still use it for various other tasks. Perhaps lighting a fire in the fireplace, or the stove.
Thank you, Carl. I've missed you. The truth is, I took smoking back up.
You did?
I did.
Darling,
I'm sorry.
what made you do such a thing? Oh.
I miss your presence. I mean, your being there at home. I didn't know if you think of me, and it stresses me out, and I find cigarettes help calm my nerves.
Cynthia, I think of you every day. In the quiet parts of my mind, there you are, smiling back at me. Now, I can't just call you willy-nilly from Atlanta. That would cost us a fortune.
I know.
But my earnings are meager enough.
I know, your job at the symphony doesn't earn you much.
No, there's not much on the docket for a traveling brash polisher. But, one day, I hope to be able to actually play in the symphony.
This is exactly why I came to surprise you.
You did?
I did. Well, I'm here. I have a gift.
You really shouldn't have.
I know we couldn't afford it, but I found it at the thrift store. It's an antique. I thought, who better to polish it up than you, the brass polisher. It's a little rusty, but
No, it's beautiful.
I think nobody can play it better than you, Carl.
It's incredible. Sure, a little spit and shine on this, and I'll be sounding like a regular Louis Armstrong.
Yes.
I'll take a little work, of course, Cynthia. Darling, this is incredible.
It is old. The owner said it belonged to one other person, but the man kept it for 50 years. 50 years he put his soul into it. But apparently he died in a tragic fire.
I'll cherish it.
It was the only thing that survived. Anyways, since it was damaged and all of that, that's why it was such a low price.
Well, thank you. It really is beautiful, you know. It's by... Wow. It's a genuine Himlacher.
Is that good?
These are rare. There's only 17 of these ever made. Himlacher only ever made instruments in prime numbers.
Well, I'm glad I did something right, Carl. And let me do another right thing and take you to dinner.
I'd love to. Thanks, darling.
Of course.
Carl Anderson, 35 years old, an aspiring trumpet player, with dreams of playing in the symphony. But for now, he's just a simple brass polisher. But perhaps he will polish it until it's so clear that he'll be able to see into Twilight's hour.
A hemlocker, that's some gift your little lady got you there, Carl.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Dave, I've been polishing this for 2 weeks. Look at the shine on this thing.
Wow, that really is picking up a shine. Carl, I don't want you to get too excited, though. I mean, just because you own a hemlocker and you've been polishing it up, it doesn't mean I'm going to be able to let you play in the symphony.
I know, I mean, I have to try out. I've
Well,
been practicing.
Carl, I figure it's time me and you had a little talk about all of that. I mean, you don't mind if I fix myself a drink, do you?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I should have done that for you.
No, that's all right. And please, you don't have to call me sir when we're not over at the orchestra.
Help yourself.
It's just that, you know, you and I feel we've become very close friends during the time you've been working as a brass polisher, and I'll have to say, you're one of the finest brass polishers we've ever had.
Sir, I've been polishing your brass for over a decade now. I'd say that your brass shines brightest than anyone's.
Well, I don't...
Every conductor I've spoken to is jealous of your shiny brass.
I don't like to brag, but you know, back in '57, I was voted the biggest brass in the industry.
I know. And that watch you got me, I still appreciate and wear to this day.
Well, sure. And you've done pretty well as a brass polisher. I mean, you've got a nice little nest here. You've got a nice little bird to share it with. All I'm saying is not everybody gets to live their dream. Now, I know you want to play in the orchestra, Carl, but the truth of the matter is, you're just not that good.
Well, I haven't even tried out for you, sir. I mean, I just...
I can tell.
Dave, you've got to at least let me play the hemlocker for you. I'll try out just like no special treatment, just like a regular old musician coming to try out for your symphony, your orchestra. Listen, when everybody goes out for drinks, I stay late and I make sure the entire section is ready for the next day. And I've taught myself not just the trumpet, but the tuba, and I've even tampered around a little bit in the woodwinds.
Carl, come over here and look in this mirror with me.
All right.
What do you see?
Carl Anderson.
Yeah, look deeper.
I see a man who really wants to be in an orchestra.
Yeah, and right beneath that?
It's stellar polisher of brass.
That's it. That's what you are, Carl. Now you tell me, do you think in your heart of hearts, and be sincere, Carl, do you really deserve to play a hemlocker?
I mean, it came to me in pieces, Dave, and I restored it back to its former glory.
And you did a wonderful job with that.
You just want me to give it away to your first chair now?
No, you could do anything you want with it, Carl. It's your hemlocker. All I'm saying is just because you own a hemlocker doesn't mean you deserve to play it. Now, I know this is sounding harsh, but you have to understand, Carl, you have a lot of abilities. You could be almost anything you want, except a musician.
Excuse me.
There's someone at your door.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. I was down at your shop. I hear you're a brass.
Polisher, yes.
Polisher?
Yeah, I take care of brass instruments. Come in.
Maybe I'll take this opportunity to leave. Thanks for the drink, Carl. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir, Dave.
Think about what I said, all right? Sometimes the best way to have a dream is to put it in a drawer.
My name's Mary Ann.
Carl.
So sorry to bother you at home, but
No.
the woman next door to your shop said that you're the best polisher in town, and I have a really big show, and I don't trust my instrument with anyone.
Well, I'm your man.
All right.
What can I do for you? Do you have a French horn, or?
It's actually a flute. I know it's not a brass, but I figured
No,
you could
I
still polish it up.
Yes, I can work with the reeds also.
Thank you so much.
I don't have my full shop here, but you know it's really not that bad. I think I can spiff it up in just a few minutes here.
Thank you.
What brings you by?
Well, I have a big show, and so I just wanted it to be all shiny and perfect. Do you play?
You know, I do. I haven't really played for anyone, but my fiancée, Cynthia. I want to play in the orchestra.
Wow!
Have you played in an orchestra before? I've not met you.
I've played in many.
What do you play now? For a jazz band or?
It's actually a really big symphonic band.
Oh.
We travel everywhere. We travel the world.
Oh,
Play
wow.
with amazing musicians.
Incredible.
Why don't you play me something?
I don't know if I can do that. All right.
Wow, what a beautiful trumpet.
Thank you. You know, it's almost like it found me.
Well, you know, instruments, they have a soul. We don't play them.
They play us.
Exactly.
It's like it speaks to me. It's strange. Sometimes when I was cleaning it, I would think I had it just right, and then I would wake up in the middle of the night, and I would realize that there was a spot of grime still left in one of the valves, and then I got up, and sure enough, there it was.
Yes,
It's almost like it told me how to put it back together.
our instruments, they want to be played in a certain way. And even the owners before you, like, they leave a part of themselves with the instrument. So you want to honor the instrument, those that have played it before you, and just allow it to naturally unfold. That's great. Why don't you try to almost let it play you?
Oh.
Listen. Feel the soul of the instrument. Hear what it's telling you, what it wants to say.
Wow.
Wow, that was incredible.
It really was like it played me. I had an almost out-of-body experience. I blacked out.
Oh, look at the time. Thank you so much. I appreciate this more than you know.
That evening, Carl Anderson was doing one of his favorite activities, alone with his trumpet. What was that activity? Please, keep it civil. 1, 2, 3.
Dancing, chess.
Talking to it. Wearing it as a hat.
Washing machine.
I heard dancing. Yes, Carl was alone. He was in his living room, dancing his evening routine. alone with his trumpet. When something happened, something most unexpected.
Excuse me.
Oh. All right, we'll let her in.
Hello. I see you have it. The hemlocker.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
He
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
like you very much.
That was my husband's. Maurice. That was Maurice's. I'm sorry. My name is Gloria. And the thrift shop told me that somebody purchased his trumpet. They directed me here. And may I touch it?
He says okay. Maurice, huh?
Maurice.
That's funny. He told me his name was Mo. The trumpet did.
Maurice only was called Mo by his very best bandmates. Oh,
Wait,
Maurice!
Gloria, are you trying to tell me that the soul of your dead husband is living inside of that trumpet?
All I know is it calls to me at night, and I'm just very sad that the estate came in and took Maurice's trumpet and
Well, it burned to the ground.
everything was gone.
Maurice told me you did it for the insurance. Oh, he says he didn't kill him, just that you burned the place down for the insurance.
I have to say that when I came in, I saw you dancing with the trumpet. And now you're talking to it exclusively?
A very lovely flautist came in and told me that our instruments are like their own entity. And, you know, I've really felt that. I believe this is truly your husband. He's
Yes.
taught me so much about music and...
The key word here is he is my husband. And that trumpet should be mine.
Well, I don't know, Gloria. I mean, who's cared for him better? You let him go to some thrift shop. He was banged up and blackened, and now look at him. He shines. It's like he's new again. I think he wants to be with me.
Dare you? How dare you? We'll see who gets to the bottom of this. We'll see who really knows Maurice. You've only had him for a few weeks now. There's just no way that you could know him like I did. Maurice! Maurice!
I'm going to have to ask you to leave, man.
Anderson! Came to, oh yes, well my trumpet's right here. Why don't you pause this for me while I get ready for tonight's performance. You know, being first chair trumpet has a lot of responsibility, Anderson. Responsibilities that I hold dear to my heart, and unfortunately responsibilities that you'll never really appreciate.
You know, Maurice says, on your solo, in the third movement, that you should do a staccato beat on the A minor before you go to the C. It just comes out flat the way that you perform it now.
Who is this Maurice that you talk about? Some critic?
Oh, just somebody I know.
Why don't you tell Maurice to let the playing be handled by the professionals?
I mean, I can show you.
You can show me, Anderson?
Yeah.
Anderson, you couldn't show a mouse how to get cheese.
I think that's quite offensive, Stanley. I've been handling your brass section for the same time, and I've variably made you the man you are today.
Listen,
You wouldn't know your spit valve from your brass polish.
No one spits better on brass than me. Listen, I'm a little offended by what you told me about your friends, so I apologize if I came back at you harshly.
Well, I brought something. Maurice says he likes me better in my hat.
All right, Anderson, I'll humor you. Why don't you go ahead and play us a tune? Show me how it's done.
No, I know. Yes, he is quite good usually.
What are you talking to, Anderson?
Don't worry about it.
Now, as Carl Anderson played, something happened to that gentleman over there, if you could call him that, Stanley. What fate befell him hearing the music of that trumpet? 1, 2, 3.
Death by trumpet.
Death by trumpet. Yes, I think that's quite correct.
Who are you? Where did he come from? What are you talking about? Where did he come?
Maurice, I thought you figuratively meant we were going to kill him. Like, let's go kill him, kid.
You did that so good, Carl. You make old Mo so happy-snappy.
He's actually dead?
Oh, yeah.
Here, hold yourself.
Reminds me of those nights alone on the road.
Oh, God. I mean, I know I spent the last several months telling you how dreadful of a human Stanley was, and that all he ever did was order me around, but I don't know.
You don't have to worry about it, kid. Let me tell you something. You're a jazz musician now.
Oh, yeah?
Jazz musicians make the world they want to make.
I always thought I was too square to be a jazz musician.
Now, let me tell you something, kid. When I was growing up, I was as square as a box of Cracker Jacks. Back in the early days, they were square.
Wow.
I had me a bow tie, a pencil in my pocket, and a split down the middle. My mother plastered my hair on my head with lard and sent me off to school. But I didn't stay a square, kid. I became Mo Bango. It was the happiest time of my life when I shook off all of that man stuff and picked up that beautiful trumpet. But I can't do anything anymore except through you. And we make an excellent team.
I agree. Mo, this has been some of the happiest times of my life. I finally can play the trumpet and people respect it. I can't help but address the elephant in the room, though. Stanley's dead.
Yeah.
And we killed him? Am I going to get in trouble for this, or?
No, you don't have to worry about that.
Should we-
I'll make him disappear with magic. Now, don't you understand what's happening, my friend? You've got the whole world ahead of you. And you can take care of some business, like that mousy little fiancée of yours.
Yeah, we can finally get married and
Oh,
have a proper
now.
house. I can afford one now, huh?
Carl, tell me the truth. When that other lady came in, the lady with the flute,
Oh, Mary Ann.
I think I heard your heart go a-boom, ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-boom.
The way her fingers caressed up and down those valves, oh. Oh, you know she can handle that flute well.
Carl, you're a jazz musician now.
What's that mean?
That means you could have any woman you want. You don't have to be trapped into the conventional marriage with your conventional fiancée and your conventional 2.3 children.
Carl!
Oh,
It's me, Cynthia. I just heard, apparently, the first chair for the trumpet, he's supposed to be on stage, but he's not there.
oh, no.
They want you to step on, honey. They want you to be first chair trumpet tonight.
Oh, my God.
And then we can finally go get married, my dear. And I'll be there to the first chair.
That's incredible.
What is it?
Oh, how do you feel about jazz, you know? A life making your own rhythms and beats and tunes.
Bit of bang boom.
Bit of bang boom.
I don't really care for jazz. I find it hectic and maddening.
That figures.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Honey, your entire life you've wanted to be the first chair. This should be the happiest moment of your life. Go out there. Take your seat.
All right. I'll do it.
Yes. Wonderful. Honey, before you go out, will you play me a song?
Anything.
I want a private performance by the first chair of the Atlanta Symphony.
I told you I don't like her.
Just gotta warm up.
I like the brunette.
I think I'm just nervous about the first chair thing, honey. I'm sorry. I'll fix it. I'll just gotta tune it up a little bit probably before I go on.
Are you sure you're feeling well?
Yeah, no, I think it'll be fine.
Maybe I'd better go tell the conductor that you're not ready to step on.
No, tell Dave that I'll be there right on time with bells on.
Okay.
All right. That was incredibly rude.
Well, I'm sorry, Carl. I've been living like a genie in a bottle for too many years, and I'm out now, and I'm not gonna let anybody shove me back in. Why fight it, Carl? You and I can help each other.
We can, but I wasn't trying to force you back in. I just want to do what I want to do. I want to be the first chair in the Atlanta Symphony.
But we don't always get to do what we want to do, Carl.
Couldn't we say the same thing about you? You're dead. You need me.
All right, if you want to spend your life polishing brass.
I returned you to your former glory. You were a beat-up old thrift store find. Who was going to play you then, Mo?
You have a choice, Carl. You can stand on your ethics and you can polish brass for the rest of your life, or you can become the new Mo and have everything you ever dreamed of. The choice is yours. Oh, if by any chance you want to let me know that you're choosing Mo, I'd like you to pay a visit to my ex-wife.
All right. I go out there without him, I don't think I'll be able to play a lick. Dave was right. I don't know how to play a trumpet well enough to be the first chair in the Atlanta Symphony. But if I take him up on his offer, who am I anymore? No Cynthia? No brass polishing? My own man out on the road? Visiting bars and smoke-filled rooms? Women throwing themselves at me? Maybe go to Paris? I hear the French love jazz. I don't know.
Cynthia. Thank you for having me over. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad that you could make it. Please sit down. I'd offer you something to drink, but ever since I lost my husband, I've stopped drinking. You see, you sure you don't have anything for me, though? Oh, all right, I'll do it. Every time I walk towards that liquor cabinet, I think of Maurice, the man that ruined me. How did he ruin you? Jazz. It was all jazz. And I'm telling you this because I wanted I wanted Maurice back in my life. I wanted the trumpet. And then I came to your boyfriend's house. I tried to retrieve it. But then I saw he was having a relationship with the trumpet. I invited you here so I could speak to you woman to woman. Maurice was the love of my life. When we met, he was a classical music student. I admired his commitment to the art. But then, suddenly, he became obsessed with playing things improvised and using... Oh, I hate improvisation. It's horrible. Why can't he just play according to a script, a musical piece with the notes already written? But no, the next thing I knew, he was gallivanting with women. He was drinking. Was it the trumpet? I don't know, but I'm worried. There's something about the trumpet and the way that your boyfriend looked the day that I came over. It reminded me of my Maurice and the crazed look he had on his face the day that he told me, "I'm going to Paris, sweet." And I said, "What do you mean you're going to Paris?" He left, and when he came back, it was never the same. And I'm telling you this because I don't want that trumpet back, but I'm worried about you. If you love your if you love your fiancé, you'll ask him to break up with that trumpet. Because it's nothing but trouble. I didn't mean for any of this to happen when I bought an old trumpet at the thrift store. I'm so sorry, I didn't know. It's okay. I didn't mean for anything bad to happen when I married Maurice. The next thing I knew, my house burned down and I lost everything, and then for some reason I was being charged with insurance fraud. And I'll never understand why. All I know is, please take care of yourself. I'm going to bribe the trumpet from his hands. I miss my old brass polisher. Thank you. Good luck. Carl? Carl, you in there?
Oh. No, I'm arriving back from the most humiliating experience of my life. Why don't you come in?
Oh, what happened? I was actually in town before a show, and I thought I'd come see how you were doing.
I decided that I would say to hell with Maurice and be a classical musician. Have a seat.
Thank you. So you're at that stage of the journey.
But it's like my fingers forgot how to Even play a simple revelry. Do you want a drink?
Sure.
You say it's bad luck to drink alone. I don't know if Cynthia will even like me anymore. They booed me during the third movement solo. I was faking it the rest of the time. You know, doing the trumpet version of Watermelon. But on a trumpet.
All of us musicians go through this. You know, when you decide to pick up an instrument.
You do?
Yeah, when you decide to pick up an instrument, it's a choice. It brings you to the depths of your soul and makes you find out who you really are. It's up to you to decide if you're going to win this battle. Are you willing to face the parts of yourself? Are you willing to go on this journey? Who will you become? Who will you be?
Who will you become, Carl?
Not everybody, you know, not everybody is called to the musician's journey.
What's your flute's name?
Tabitha.
Tabitha.
Oh, and oh boy, have me and Tabitha had quite a life together.
You look stunning. Like a vision, you know. I almost wonder if any of this is real.
It could be as real as you want it to be, Carl. You can have her, you can have me, you can have fame and fortune.
What were you before you became a musician? Mary Ann, right?
Period. Yeah. I was just like any old kid. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. My home life was a wreck. And then I found Tabitha.
So for you, it was an easy choice.
Oh no, I thought it was. It started out great. I was first chair. And then one day, she really started to talk to me.
So, like you could hear, it's almost like she was in the room with you.
Oh, she was more than in the room with me.
Growling
She was in my
and
head. She was everywhere.
Right. Like standing right next to you in a V-neck t-shirt.
Not quite, but she had things to say. She had things to show me. She had temptations. My whole life crumbled. Mary Ann.
It was worth it?
Tabitha.
Maurice? What are you doing here?
I'm with him.
Well, I'm with her.
I thought it might be you, but I didn't want to be presumptuous.
She's here now, isn't she?
She's always here. It's just the relationship you have with her.
Marianne, what are you doing here?
What I always am doing wherever I go. Making connections, making friends, choosing my own way.
I don't like it when you talk that way.
I can't believe you let her talk like that, too.
That's what I've been saying. Look, I'm Tabitha. And I call the shots.
And I'm Mary Ann.
Don't let her talk like that to you. You're Tabitha Malou, the greatest flute jazz player in the world.
I was a jazz flutist, flautist. I used to improvise with the best of them.
Improv rocks.
You were,
I was.
but you are no longer you, and I am me. You see, you just have to learn how to talk to them, how to find your power.
I don't like this guy. He's rubbing me the wrong way. Look, Marianne, I think you gotta get rid of him. This guy here.
Remember the last time you spoke to me like that? And what I did to you? Do you want to play this game again, Tabitha?
Marianne, come on. Sorry.
I'll give you up. I don't need you anymore.
What do you mean you don't need me?
I don't need to be a flute player.
You can only play the flute. You can't play other woodwind instruments.
Oh, now that I've been on this journey, maybe I do want to find another instrument. Maybe it's time I play, I don't know, a string instrument?
Tabitha, what's happening to you? You're fading away.
Oh, no, she's talking about string instruments. A cello, maybe? Ah! Stop it, Marianne, stop it. I'm sorry.
Tabitha, I could almost see you evaporating into thin air.
Maurice, I miss you.
It was one night, Tabitha.
You see, these instruments, they help us find ourselves. But they aren't you.
You're right.
Carl Anderson, are you there?
That's my window.
Detective Mahoney, John Mahoney.
Detective,
Yeah.
this is Marianne, a traveling flautist.
I'm here investigating the disappearance of first chair trumpeter.
Oh, weird.
Going through his things in his apartment. Can't find a body. But there was this receipt for a trumpet recently polished by you.
Yeah, I handle all the brass polishing in the Atlanta Symphony. At least I did. I don't know if I still have a job anymore.
At the Symphony Hall, someone saw you go into his rehearsal room. They said you were the last person they saw with him.
He always made me polish his brass right before a performance. You know, it really helps take the edge off.
Really? Well, wait a minute. This trumpet here.
It's mine.
It's beautiful.
My fiancée bought it for me. It's a Hindlocker. Number 13 of 17.
Yours?
2 prime numbers. It's lucky.
Wait a minute. There's another trumpet. Wait a minute. This is the same trumpet as the first chair. Do you mind explaining to me why this is here in your apartment?
There's a simple explanation for this. You see, Stanley and I were so close, and I used to handle his trumpet so often that when he disappeared, I thought that I would bring it back here and keep it safe for him, because I'm the only one who knows how to shine that baby up the way that he really liked it.
Wow. You've got some trumpet lips on you. Have you ever played?
I don't play an instrument, man.
Why don't you just try?
Give him the hemlocker.
Well, I'm going to have to take his trumpet down to the precinct here. It's evidence.
Why don't you just blow on it first, detective?
Sure, you can take his trumpet. It's okay. But yeah, I'd just say that musicians get really tied to their instruments. Sometimes if you play it, if you get too close to it.
You know, why don't you play me yours? I'm curious to see how well you can play. Everyone, the rumor has it that you can't play a lick, but you got a hemlock there. Do you mind if I hear a little tune?
You know what, detective? I'm giving up the trumpet.
Giving it up.
That's right. Sometimes you get so focused on something that you don't see what's right there in front of you. That you strive so long for the thing you think you want, but the thing you really want is been there trying to quit cigarettes for 3 years while you get your act together.
Well, sounds like you've been thinking about a lot of things. Why don't you come down to the precinct later? We have some questions.
All right.
Hello, detective.
Carl! Carl! Honey, you're okay.
I'm okay.
Where's the trumpet?
I got rid of it. Not because I didn't like it, but because I think it might have been haunted and murdered somebody.
I very similar conversation with the,
Oh God,
with
do
the
you
wife.
believe me?
I believe you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It was a beautiful instrument. How are you to know it was literally inhabited with an evil spirit?
I had a feeling when I heard you play it, and you were awful.
It was terrible, but
Look, honey, I'm so sorry. I have to tell you something.
okay.
You're not good enough to be in the symphony.
No, I'm not. I'm not good enough to be in the symphony. But I am good enough to own a shop.
It's exactly what I was going to say.
And maybe I'm good enough to make it official? To be your husband?
Yes, yes, thank you.
I've got an appointment set up down at the courthouse. It'll be handy because I have to stop by the police station after.
I mean, I don't want your life to be devoid of music. That's why I've bought you another instrument.
Oh God.
This is a recorder. It once belonged to an elementary school that it blew up in a giant explosion.
Carl Anderson, 35 years old. He rejected the trumpet. Will he reject the recorder? We'll never know. But Carl was once a dull piece of brass. We polished him to a shine. And he will have to make his own decision if he'll stay that way, or if he'll descend back into the twilight zone. Thank you for enjoying our first episode. Enjoy a 15-minute intermission, and we will be back.